गौरांग गंधार्विक गिरिधारी शिष्य राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतरशत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतरशत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतरशत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतरशत शिशुमार श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गौर किशोरदास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानुग गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षाड गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदग्ध गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय। Jai, all the Śaraṇāgati kirtans of Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai. Jai. His Gitavali, Kalyana Kalpataru and Gita Mala ki Jai. Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtana ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Hare Krishna. Let's do the Mangalacharan. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gaudiya Gaurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daratkatan Udhrita Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdhi Gahana Sukam Pradat Pravungtang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastra Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda-namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanu Yamuna Tatanagarananda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoda Parang Pajagodrumakanana Kunja Vidum Smaragora Gadadhara Kelikalam Bhavagora Gadadhara Pakshachara Shrinu Gaura Gadadhara Charukatam Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshya क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्तवृन्द Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Let's see who is all there. Hare Krishna, Satya Mataji, Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Guru Nishta Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu, Ashray Prabhu, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, Anjali Didi, Goranga Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Ashray Prabhu, Sri Devi Didi, and oh God, you said the name again. Is it Chat Mata or something like that? It's not a familiar name for me, so that's why I have a hard time memorizing it. But pronounce
it's Chatamai.
Chatamai. Okay,
You
Chatamai.
got it.
Okay.
Oh, your videos are wonderful. And your singing is sublime. You're doing a great job, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Anything's good, it's all the mercy of my Guru Dev. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All right. Oh, and pranams to the 5 devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. Haribol. All right, so we're continuing on with our Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program. This is our 17th session, and we are going through I think it's the 5th song of Ātma-nivedanātmikā, or the 10th song of Śaraṇāgati, the 5th song of Ātma-nivedanātmikā. So our program is divided into 4 or 5 parts. First, the glories of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then we'll from Srila, we've been reading this article from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in every session. We're getting close to the end of that article. So that's the first part. Then the second part, we read some words from our acharyas on the topic of Śaraṇāgati. Actually, I'm going to skip that part this time, because we'll read lots of words on Śaraṇāgati in the song. Like I decided to make it like part of the commentary of what the song that we're going through. So, and then we'll go over, so the next thing after that, we'll go through the definition of Ātma-nivedanā from Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's Prabandhavali, Prapanna Jivanamrita. And then finally, we will, then we'll go through the song, and I'll share all those things that I've been finding from our acharyas on the topic of Śaraṇāgati. Then we will sing the song, and if anybody has anything they'd want to discuss, that's how we'll end the program. All right, so let's begin. Oh, and just one thing I want to mention really quickly. When I look at these songs, and even when I get to know the meaning of each word and everything, and it's like a very superficial understanding of the kirtan. But the more time that you spend with it, the more times you sing it, the more times you remember it, you just start to see, oh my God, there is so much depth. There's like, every song is a whole universe. It's like there's so many different topics you can get to. Anyways, there's just so much in every kirtan, and anyways, it's just I've like this kirtan that we're going to go through today. When I first read through it, I was like, okay, yeah, more of the same. Yeah, okay. And I didn't really think much of it. But just now, when I was going through the words, and then I started an idea would come, then I would look it up on Folio, and then I'd find an excerpt and whatever. And then I thought, wow, this song is amazing. And every song is like that. There's like so much. And so really just one session isn't enough to go through a song. And I'm hoping maybe in a couple years from now, once we've, right now I'm just singing the songs all for the first time, right? But once we've spent some time with the kirtans and, we've gone a lot more deep into them. I think the next time we do this program, maybe in a couple years from now, we'll be able to go a lot more deep. Anyhow, okay, so let's, Hare Krishna Sarveshwari Mataji. Very well. And Hare Krishna Champak Mataji. All right. Yeah, like this is all, these are all the things that I found for this kirtan, but I don't even think, well, and I found more things also, like I wanted to read, and I don't think there'll be time to go through all this, but this is all just something that I just prepared this morning, like not so long. But yeah, there's so much. Okay, so Bhaktivinoda Mahima, the glories of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We're reading this article written in English by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in 1931 for the harmonist. How come it's not letting me make it bigger? Okay. Thakur Bhaktivinod's greatest gift to the world consists in this. He has brought about the appearance of those pure devotees who are, at present, carrying on the movement of unalloyed devotion to the feet of Sri Krishna by their own whole-time spiritual service of the divinity. The purity of the soul is only analogously describable by the resources of the mundane language. Yeah, that's a whole topic in Jaiva Dharma, right? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, or was it Paramahansa Babaji Maharaj? Anyways, that no spiritual topic can be expressed through material words. And so that's why the only thing we can do is give analogies and like examples. It's like Krishna's feet are like a lotus, like blah, 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 like we only give analogies, but those analogies are very, very much lacking because there's no words of the English language that can, that can express these transcendental topics. So the purity of the soul is only analogously, I don't know how to say that word, but yeah, is only analogously describable by the resources of the mundane language. The highest ideal of empiric morality is no better than the grossest wickedness to the transcendental perfect purity of the bona fide devotee of the Absolute. The word morality itself is a mischievous misnomer when it is applied to any quality of the conditioned soul. The hypocritical contentment with a negative attitude is part and parcel of the principle of undiluted immorality. These words seem a bit harsh, right? Like, what? But it's true, like any kind of morality in this world, like if you're doing some good for somebody, you're trying to help, like any help that people give in this world, if it's not leading them toward, if it's not turning them towards Krishna, if it's then, and if it's just making them become more and more turned away from Krishna and more entangled in material world, then is it really helping the person? Is it real morality to just do? So there's a whole other, like perspective of morality in Vaishnavism. Okay, those who pretend to recognize the divine mission of Thakur Bhaktivinoda without aspiring for the unconditional service of those pure souls who really follow the teachings of the Thakur by the method enjoined by the scriptures and explained by Thakur Bhaktivinoda in a way that is so eminently suited to the requirements of the sophisticated mentality of the present age. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. It's difficult to read long sentences sometimes. Okay, so those who pretend to recognize the divine mission of Thakur Bhaktivinoda without aspiring for the unconditional service of those pure devotees who really follow the teachings of Thakur, in a way that is so eminently suited to the requirements of the sophisticated mentality of the present age, they only deceive themselves and their willing victims by their hypocritical professions and performances. These persons must not be confounded with the bona fide members of the flock. Yeah. So anybody who thinks that they're understanding the divine mission of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but they're not aspiring for the unconditional service of the pure souls who are really following Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then whatever they say, whatever, even the Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teachings that they're spreading, is really just deceiving themselves and deceiving all the victims of their hypocritical professions and performances. These persons who do not serve the pure devotee, they should not be confounded with the bona fide members of the flock. It's very important. Okay. So now I'm going to skip this section, Śaraṇāgati Katha from our acharyas, because we'll go through that later. Now, definition of Ātma-nivedanātmikā. This is from Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj's definition. I'm just going to read the translation because we have a lot to get through today. So Srila Goswami Maharaj says, to summarily offer everything from body and its paraphernalia up to pure soul onto the lotus feet of Sri Hari is known as Ātma-nikshepa, our full self-surrender. So your body and everything related to the body. That means all your family relations, all the objects that you own, everything. And your pure soul even, your very self. When you offer all that, that is Ātma-nivedanā. All selfish pursuits are abandoned and every endeavor is for Krishna alone. And that too, up to the point of completely depending on Krishna for one's personal means and ends. Having thus cast oneself onto the holy lotus feet of one's Lord, one can never be swayed from that position, and he engages in pure devotional service with all his heart forever. That is the definition of Ātma-nivedanā, also known as Ātma-nikshepa. And then Srila Goswami Maharaj quotes a verse. He says, Ātma-nivedanā is known as the condition of having offered oneself to Krishna solely to satisfy him, while being devoid of possessiveness and false egotism. All right, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. So originally I prepared everything just on a doc like this. Oh, it disappeared. Anyways, I just started pasting all these different things onto, and it was all just linear. And then I was like, oh my God, this is going to be really difficult to get through. And so then right before this program started, I started pasting it onto this board here, kind of tried to make it into a mind map, but I wasn't totally finished by the time it was time to start. So we'll just see how it goes. Prāṇeśvara. Maybe before we start, I'm just going to read the translation to the whole song just so that and then we'll go through it more slowly. So, O Lord of my life, what to say about my shameful story? What to say about my shameful story? There is no sin I have not committed millions of times, O Master. The reaction to all this karma bears down on me in this material existence. At this point, who shall I blame but myself? Formerly, I had never considered the consequences, but now I simply want deliverance. Taking my defects into account, please award me due punishment, which I shall endure in this world. As I cycle through repeated births and deaths, may I remain in the company of devotees with my mind fixed at your feet. Casting at your feet all of my cunning, the conceit of my heart has been removed. You are compassionate to the lowly, and your grace is immaculate. Bhaktivinoda therefore has hope. Okay, so let's I guess we can look at it here on this here. Okay. So Prāṇeśvara, Prāṇeśvara, Prāṇeśvara. Oh Lord Ishwar of my Prāṇ, of my life. Prāṇeśvara. Oh Lord of my life. 1 second, let me just get the Śrīta Goswami's book open. There, okay. So Kahabũ means I will tell. Ki, what? What will I tell? Saram. Saram means shameful. Ki bat. Shameful matters, or shameful, I translated it here, story. So, Kahabũ ki saram ki bat. This is like Hindi almost. Saram is, right? Oh Lord of my life, what to say about my shameful story? Aichana papa nahi. Aichan means, Srila Śrīta Goswami says, a roop. So that kind, such. There's no such, nahi, there's no pap, such, aichana pap, such sin. Jo, that that I, na korolu, I have not performed. There is no such sin that I have not performed, that I have not committed. Sahasra, thousands and thousands, beri, of times, O Nath. So there's no such sin that I have not committed thousands and thousands of times. Beri means bar. Like in Hindi, bar, or Bengali also bar means times. So beri, whatever language this is, then it's beri. So, O Nath, O Lord. So Srila Śrīta Goswami Maharaj, he says that Kahabũ ki saram ki bat means this can also be expressed as how shall I express the tale of my shame. And then this whole section, Aichana papa nahi joham na korolu sahasra beri nat. He says, so there's no sin I've not committed thousands of times. This sentiment is expressed by Sri Yamunacharya and is Sri Stotra Ratna, verse 20. That verse says, Nan ninditang, what's the meter for this? Nan ninditam karma tarasti loke sahasrashoyan namaya vyadai soham vipaka vasare mukunda krandami sampratyagatisthavagre. O Mukunda, there is no sinful act in this world that I have not committed thousands and thousands of times. Now, as the reactions for these sins strike down on me, now, as the reactions for these sins strike down upon me, I have no alternative but to simply weep before you. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote, so this song is very much inspired by this verse. It's almost like a direct translation right here. Aichana papanahi joham na korolu sahasra berinat. And he also wrote a full song directly about this verse. I have it right here. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So I'll just read the translation. Heno dushta karmanai jaha ami korinai sahasra bar hari. O Hari, O Krishna, there is no sin that I did not commit thousands and thousands of times. She shab karma fal, all these, all the results of this karma, pe avasara val. Anyways, powerless, I suffer. Sorry, now I have the fruit of my past karma. Powerless, I suffer. Riding on a machine? What the heck? Jantropari. I have a feeling that this could be translated in a different way. Anyways. So then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I see no other shelter. Gati nahi deki aar. Again and again I weep. Kande Hari anibar. Oh Hari, again and again I weep. Tomar agrete ebe ami. Now I stand before you. Ja tomar hoy mane, danda deo akinchane. Please give the punishment your heart thinks right. You are my master. Tumi mor danda dhara swami. You are my swami. Tumi mor danda dhar. You have the right to punish me. And so in this song also, like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying here, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also prays in this song. We'll come to this later. He says, taking my defects into account, please award me due punishment, which I shall endure in this world. And then where is it? One second. I just said, okay. Then he ends the song saying, I may suffer or enjoy. I have only one request. In whatever condition of life I am placed, please do not abandon me, O Master, O life's treasure of Bhaktivinoda. Klesha bhoga bhagaya jato, bhoga mor ho tato, kintu eka mama nivedan. What is my nivedan? What is my request? Jeje dasha bhoga ami. Whatever condition I have to suffer, whatever fruit, amake nacharo swami. Please do not abandon me, O Swami, O Master. You are the pranadhan. You are the very wealth of the life of Bhaktivinoda. Okay. So now next verse. One second, just seeing if I have anything else here. No. Okay. So sohi karamapal. Sohi means she. In Bengali it'd be she. So these karamapal, all these reactions to my karma, bhave, in this material world, in this material existence, moke, to me, moke means amake, on me, peshoy. They're patient. Peshoy means, in Bengali, this would be peshan kora, which means to grind, or to, we translated it as bear down, to like weigh down on me. So the reaction to all this karma bears down on me in this material existence. Ab means now, at this point, now. Kahi means kake. To whom shall I doka deovo? To whom shall I doka deovo? Means blame, to place the fault. In Hindi, it's so doka, whenever you see this word, we'll see it a few times. I think we've already seen it before. It means dosh. Dosh means fault, guilty. Doshi means somebody who's guilty, right? And so dosh, like in Hindi also, dosh dena, or Bengali dosh dawa, that means to blame. So who shall I blame? Who shall I place fault on? Kahi means to whom? Ab. So at this point, who shall I blame but myself? Tokonoko, this just means tokon. So at that time, formally, parinam, the outcome, the consequence, kotruna, I never vicharalu, I never considered. So I had never considered the consequences. Ab, now, Pochu, I didn't totally understand this. I think pochu, it says piche. So, but now afterwards, taraite, after having done all these things, I'm taraite, deliverance chahi, I want. Now I simply want deliverance. Utirna kora, I think is Bengali is taraite. Yeah. So now I simply want deliverance. Pochu, I don't think we really included in the translation. I need to figure that one out. So the reaction to all this karma bears on. Okay, so here are some words from our acharyas that I found on this topic. You'll see all my notes here as well. What did I want to mention here? Okay. Oh. Okay. So when we see the devotee right here, he's asking for deliverance. I simply want deliverance. But what does that mean? Deliverance from suffering, deliverance, but what do we want to be delivered from? What is suffering for the devotee? We hear many examples. Like one example is of Vasudeva Datta. He wants to take on all the suffering of all the living entities. He's not praying for the Lord to take away his suffering. There's a section from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Vasudeva Datta and began to speak of his glories as if he had 1,000 mouths. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified him, Vasudeva Datta immediately became very much embarrassed and shy. He then submitted himself, touching the Lord's lotus feet. Vasudeva Datta told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "My dear Lord, you incarnate just to deliver all conditioned souls. I now have one petition, which I wish you would accept. My Lord, you are certainly able to do whatever you like, and you are indeed merciful. If you so desire, you can very easily do whatever you want. My Lord, my heart breaks to see the sufferings of all the conditioned souls. Therefore, I request you to transfer the karma of their sinful lives upon my head." This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. My dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful reactions of all living entities. Please finish their diseased material life. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Vasudeva Datta's statement, his heart became very soft. His heart melted. Dravila means melted. His heart melted. Tears flowed from his eyes, and he began to tremble. In a faltering voice, Mahaprabhu spoke as follows. Mahaprabhu said, "Such a statement is not at all astonishing because you are the incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. It appears that Lord Krishna has bestowed complete mercy upon you. There is no doubt about it. Whatever a pure devotee wants from his master, Lord Krishna doubtlessly grants because he has no duty other than to fulfill the desire of his devotee. If you desire the deliverance of all living entities within the universe, then all of them can be delivered without your undergoing the tribulations of sinful activities. Krishna is not incapable, for he has all potencies. Why would he induce you to suffer the sinful reactions of other living entities? What is that? Anyways, whosever welfare you desire immediately becomes a Vaishnav, and Krishna delivers all Vaishnavas from the reactions of their past sinful activities. He gives this verse. Because of your honest desire, all living entities within the universe will be delivered. But Krishna does not have to do anything to deliver the living at all. To deliver all the living entities of the universe. Just as there are millions of fruits on the Udumbara tree, millions of universes float on the waters of the river Viraja. The Udumbara tree is filled with millions of fruits, and if one falls down and is destroyed, the tree does not even consider the loss. In the same way, if one universe is vacated due to the living entities having been liberated, that is a very little thing for Krishna. He does not take it very seriously. Anyways, this is off the topic. Yeah. Wow, this is so beautiful. Anyways, the main point I wanted to mention is that the devotees, they don't want deliverance from material suffering. Like they don't care about that. like we see in Vasudev Datta, but there are many other examples of the devotees. So what is suffering from the devotee then? Rai Ramananda, he says, well, Mahaprabhu asked Rai Ramananda, he says, Krishna Bhakta Viraha, sorry, Dukha Madhye Kono Dukha Hoy Gurutar. So, of all kinds of unhappiness, which is the most distressful? And then Sri Ramananda Rai replied, Krishna Bhakta Viraha Vina Dukha Nahi Dekhi Par. Separation from the devotee of Sri Krishna is truly the greatest misery. There is no suffering worse than this. And so we'll see in this song that he's praying, later on, he prays that whatever condition, it's actually in this, whatever condition I find myself in, may I just have the company of your devotees. Okay, we'll get there though. So, Abhapachu Taraite Chahi. So now I simply want deliverance. In other words, I want the company of your devotees. I want to be always connected to you and in the association of your devotees. That's what he's praying for. Whenever we see this, whenever we see any of our acharyas praying for deliverance, they're not praying for moksha. They're praying to be connected to the Lord and to have the association of devotees. So, okay. Next verse. Dokha vicharai. So if you take into account, if you consider, if you judge the doshas, like my dokha, my faults, my defects. Now, having done that, after considering my defects, after giving judgment for my faults, tuho danda deovi, you will give punishment. Danda deovi, you will give punishment. And ham, I bhog, I will suffer, I will endure. Korobu, bhog korobu goes together. So it means, bhog korobu means I will suffer, or I will endure samsara in this material world. So taking my defects into account, please award me due punishment, which I shall endure in this world. This seems, just recently, we went through this song, Prabhu He, what is it? Kahabũ ki no, sorry, that's the song we're doing today. Shuno mor duker kahini. So in that song, it sounds like he said the opposite. What did he say in that song? Let me just find it. Here, he says, Vicharite abahi guna nahi paovi kripa koro choro to vichar. So he says, if the same word here, vichar. So if you consider, if you judge, if you give me judgment, if you consider what I am now, guna nahi paovi, you will find no good qualities. Therefore, kripa koro chora to vichar. Therefore, please be merciful. Kripa koro, please give me mercy, and chora to vichar, and give up any judgment. Abandon all judgment. So it seems like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying the opposite thing here, right? In the previous song, he's asking the Lord to give up judgment. And now in this song, he's asking for the Lord, after judging me, then you'll give me the punishment. So here he's fully accepting the Lord's judgment, whatever that is. And so I think the difference between this is when we're asking for mercy, not asking for deliverance. Again, we're asking, like here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's not praying like, please give me moksha, please give me liberation. I want to be on the same, he's saying, Tava para pankaja siddhu pibaoto. Simply make me drink the ambrosia of your lotus feet, thereby deliver. That's what deliverance is for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Drinking the ambrosia of the Lord's feet means hearing Harikatha, speaking Harikatha, engaging in Shravan and Kirtan in the company of devotees. That's drinking the Lord's, right? Drinking the Harikatha coming from the lips of pure devotee, being connected to the Lord like that. So there's actually no, that's how there's no, what's the word? Confliction. Okay. Oh, and just I thought maybe we can go through what are the different kinds of liberation. So that is the first type of liberation is sarupya. That's to obtain the same bodily features as the Lord. The second type is salokya, to be on the same planet as the Lord. The third is sharshti, to possess opulence equal to that of the Lord. And the last one is samipya, associating with the Lord, being in close proximity to the Lord. So, and then of course there's sayujya, which the devotees definitely don't want. That's wanting liberation from all material suffering and just to, yeah, there's nothing positive though. It's just wanting relief from suffering and to merge into the Lord oneness. That's definitely rejected by the devotees. And the devotees may accept these sarupya, salokya, sarshti, and samipya. It's not like against, all of Krishna's associates and they in Goloka Vrindavan, they all have these. But the devotees do not pray for this ever. If it's helpful for the Lord's service, okay, the devotees will accept it. But it's not. They're never praying for sarupya. You'll never find anywhere where there's a prayer from one of our acharyas praying for sarupya, salokya, sarshti, and samipya. No. And my Gurudev gives an explanation on this. This is from Damodarashtakam. He says, we should carefully consider the meaning of moksha vadim. This is, from Damodarashtakam. Unlike sayujya mukti, the other four kinds of mukti are not entirely unfavorable to bhakti. Those who accept these four kinds of mukti exist within the realm of Vaikuntha in two classifications. So there's, in one class, Śaraṇāgati uttara moksha. The desire for one's own happiness and opulence predominates. Whereas in the other class, Prāṇeśvara uttara moksha, one's longing to render loving service to Sri Bhagavan predominates over all other desires. Those who long for Prāṇeśvara moksha never desire the inferior Śaraṇāgati uttara moksha. The example of the four Kumaras illustrates this. When the four Kumaras experienced the fragrance of the tulsi leaves that had been placed on the lotus feet of Sri Narayan, they utterly abandoned their previous desires for impersonal liberation. They at once became Jnani Bhaktas and began seeking after Prāṇeśvara moksha. But we don't even want that. We don't even want Prāṇeśvara moksha. Shuddha Bhaktas, however, have one pointed attachment for the loving service of Sri Krishna. They do not even aspire for Prāṇeśvara moksha, wherein some desire for one's own happiness still remains. When Sri Bhagavan offers such one-pointed devotees either of these classes of moksha, they never accept. So, therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Dev says that Mother Devahuti, there's 4 verses and 4 really key verses. One of these is Diyamanam nagrinnanti vina mat sevanam jana. A pure devotee never accepts any kind of moksha, even if I personally offer it to him. The unalloyed devotee's only desire is to engage in loving service to Sri Bhagavan. Yeah, so in this prema sevotara moksha, they still want to be, there is still some desire for oneself. They want to be liberated. They want these 4 kinds of liberation. Sarupya, Salokya, Sarshti, and Samipya. So they can serve the Lord, but still the devotees, they're happy to be in this material world for forever. As long as they can render service to the Lord. It doesn't matter if they're in this material world, in the spiritual world, whatever. All they want is service of the Lord and to be in the company of devotees. And that's what we'll go through. Oh, and there's another, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's another thing that we can get into here is just on this topic. Okay, so the devotee, it seems like sometimes we're praying for justice. No. Here he's saying he's okay with the Lord's justice, right? Like, give me what is, I'm fully ready to take on all my karma, punish me as you like. But then we hear we're not praying for when we're praying for mercy. Oh, sorry, let me just find this. Yeah, so at the same time, we don't want justice, we want mercy. And so what does that mean? It means that, yeah, I want justice for all my material faults, for all my karma, all the justice, okay. But when we're praying for mercy, that means that we want, at the same time, where we're ready for there to be just, like, sorry, I'm sorry, guys, this is really, I'm having a difficult time here. But let me just read what Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj is explaining here, and that will be. So God takes the form of Krishna in the plane of love, and that is the most fundamental and most subtle plane. It is behind all this apparent creation of different nature. Come to that plane, try to penetrate into that plane, where God is Krishna and the paraphernalia is Vrindavan. Try to have admission there in that plane. The happiest form of life we will find there. Mercy is more beautiful than justice. We cannot blame justice. Justice is justice. We cannot think of blaming the spirit of justice. How can we blame that? Here, there's mercy over justice. We cannot deny that. Who can extend mercy over justice? He must have such power that he can compensate the demands of justice. He has power of compensation. Therefore, he can give mercy. Such an aspect of the Lord comes through love and affection. We want to live there. So even though we're so sinful, we have so many offenses, we've committed offenses to the Lord and to the devotees. So really, if justice was served to us, then we would never have any chance of having any connection with the devotees, having any connection with the Lord. We would just be, but that's what it means when we're praying for mercy. Justice for my sins, okay, but we don't want the justice of like not being able to like you're not qualified to be with the devotees because you've committed so many offenses against them. You're not like that. That's what it means. There's another beautiful quote on this topic from Sri Guru and His Grace. The Vrindavan conception of Krishna as a supreme entity is the highest because beauty is above all. Beauty is above all grandeur and power, neither physical, mental, or intellectual power, nor any other power. But beauty and love is the ultimate controlling power. Absolute good is absolute beauty, and that is the absolute controller. Mercy is above justice. Generally, we cannot conceive that anything could be greater than justice. We think that justice must be the highest principle, but we are told that mercy is above justice. And who can show mercy? Not an ordinary person, but only a king. One who can compensate for the loss of injustice can give mercy. And the highest court is able to compensate everything. Such a realm exists. And there, the Lord is engaged in pastimes with his paraphernalia of equal quality. There is such a law, a provision beyond the sense of justice in our puppy brain. Uddhava is recognized as a principal devotee of the Lord, and his statement about the mercy about mercy is found in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3:23. Aho bhakiyam stanakala kutam, that famous verse. He says, "Where else should I surrender? How can I surrender to anyone more merciful than Krishna? When I find that the demoness Putana, in the garb of maternal affection, went to kill Krishna, but instead, even though she went to kill Krishna, she received such a wonderful benediction that she was given a higher post as one of Krishna's mothers. Where can I surrender to anyone who's more merciful than that? My Lord is so kind, so benevolent. Where else should I surrender? Her poisoned breast was put into the mouth of the infant child Krishna, and she was blessed with such a high and affectionate post. So how can we measure his grace, his infinite mercy? His ways and mercy are beyond all expectations. Rather than treating her with justice, we find just the opposite. He showed magnanimous behavior towards his greatest enemy. So beyond justice, there is mercy, and such a degree of his so beyond justice, there's mercy, and such. Anyways, I think there's something missing. Anyways, such a quality and intensity of mercy that it cannot be measured. Uddhav prays, where should I find such a standard of grace as this? I must fall flat at the divine feet of Lord Krishna. Why should any man of intelligence not run to fall flat at the feet of such a magnanimous personality as Krishna? His nature is that of the highest love. We, the finite, should approach the infinite with this spirit. If justice is applied, I have no hope. I omit that department. I have come only to seek my fortune in the department of mercy, where there is no calculation of right or wrong, of merit or demerit. I have come to that department, my Lord. I have come to that department, the department of mercy, because I do not know what is within me. When I analyze and study my own heart, I find that I am unknown to my own self. Like just in the song in the first verse, Sahasra Sahasra Beri Not. There's no sin that I haven't committed thousands and thousands of times, right? Because we don't even know what sins we committed in our previous births. We probably murdered thousands of times, in our previous births. So I don't even know everything I'm so helpless and wretched that I do not even know myself. How then should I venture to appeal in a department where something will be granted only after a calculation of my merits and demerits? I don't want that. I don't want any decision based on justice. I surrender. You may do whatever you like with me. I am the worst of sinners. What to do with me now is in your hands. You, Savior, I have come to you. If there's any possibility, save me. This is my open appeal, my one-sided appeal. This sort of self-abnegation will automatically cleanse our hearts. By this attitude of Śaraṇāgati or surrender, we invite the greatest attention from above. Śaraṇāgati, surrender, is the only way to be reinstated in our lost prospect. At present, we are disconnected from the prospect of divine love, which we cherish in the innermost quarter of our hearts. If we want to have that privilege very easily and very quickly, we must approach the Lord with plain speaking and with a naked body and mind, with everything exposed. Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-154 has written, Matulyo nasti papatma na paradi chakashtana parihari pilaja lajjame kim bruve purushottama. My Lord, I feel ashamed. How shall I offer you so many pure things like flowers? Generally, pure things are offered to you, but what about me? I have come with the most filthy thing to offer you. I feel ashamed. I have come to you with only my shame to beg for your mercy. There is no parallel to my sinful criminal life. Everything that can be conceived of as bad is found in me. It is very difficult even to speak about the characteristics of my heinous sins and crimes. Still, your nature, existence, fame, and benevolence cannot but attract me. You can save me. You can purify me. Hoping against hope, I have come to you. And I have only one solace, that I am the real object of your mercy. Your tendency is to purify the meanest. Those who are the most needy have some claim to your mercy. I am the worst of the needy and the meanest of the mean. This is my only qualification, my only hope to attract your attention and appeal to your magnanimity. Wow, okay, we're almost out of time. So let's just go over the last verse. Okay, so taking my defects into account, please award me due punishment which I shall endure in this world. Karato gata gati. So gata means to go, and agati means to come. So as I go and come, that means go and come in the repeated cycle of birth and death. As Bhakata Jana Shange, may I remain in the company of devotees. Mati Rahu Charane Tohar. With my mati, with my mind, Rahu, completely remaining fixed, Charane, at your feet. Tohar means your. So may I remain in the company of devotees with my mind fixed at your feet. That's what it means when you're begging for mercy. And we'll see in the next song, the song that we go through tomorrow, Manasa Deho Geho, he's praying the same thing. Slay me or protect me as you wish, for you have ownership over your eternal servant. If it is your will that I be born again, then may that birth be in the home of your devotee. Bhakta Grihe Jani Janmaha more. We'll go over these verses tomorrow. May I even take birth as a worm, as long as I remain your devotee. I have no desire for a birth as a Brahma averse to you. I yearn for the association of that devotee who is completely devoid of all desires for worldly enjoyment and liberation. That's the mercy that we want. If we were to get justice from the Lord, then we would never have the association of devotees. Okay, so now Apana. Apana means my. Chaturapana. Chaturapana means intelligence. Buddhimata means I translated it. We translated it here as cunning. Yeah. So casting all my so-called intelligence, all my cunning at your tua pade sompalo. Sompalo means giving that all, offering that all, casting that all. Tua pade, at your feet. Tua, your pade, at feet. So at your feet, submitting all my intelligence, my chaturapana. Apana means my, like my own. Hriday, so having done that, Hriday Gaurava, that means the pride in my heart, the conceit in my heart, Dure Gelo, has gone. Gelo means gone. Dure, very far away. Dina Doyamoy. Oh, you who are Dina, to the fallen, Doyamoy, full of compassion. So you who are compassionate to the lowly, Tua Kripa, your mercy, Niramala, is immaculate, is completely pure. So Bhaktivinoda Asha Belo. Bhaktivinoda has some asha, some hope. Okay, so let's sing this song and then we'll end the program for today. And this song is Dirgha Tripadi. So that means 8 syllables, 10 syllables. O Prāṇeśvara, O Kahabũ. Oh wait, let me turn off the noise suppression. They're building our Goshala outside right now. They're putting on the roof right now, so it's going to be a bit of noise in the background. Okay. O Prāṇeśvara, Kahabũ ki Saram ki baat. Aichana papa nahi, jo ham na karalo. Aichana papa nahi, jo ham na karalo. Sahasra sahasra beri nata, sahasra sahasra beri anata. Shohi karama phal bhave moke peshoy. Sohi karama phal bhave moke peshoy. Dokha de yobo ab kahi, dokha de yobo ab kahi. Takanak parinam kachuna vicharalo. Takanak parinam kachuna vicharalo. Ab পাছো তরাইতে চাহি আব পাছো তরাইতে চাহি তো কবিচার তো দণ্ড দেবি তো কবিচার তো দণ্ড দেবি হাম ভো করব সংসার হাম ভোগ করব সংসার করত গতি ভকত জন সঙ্গে করত গতি ভকত জন সঙ্গে মতি রহো চরণে তো হার 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 यापन चतुरपन तो आपरे सोपलो हो यापन चतुरपन तो आपरे सोपलो हृदय गौरव হৃদয় গৌরব দূরে গেল দিন দয়াময় তুয়া কৃপা নিরমল দিন দয়াময় তুয়া কৃপা ভক্তিবিনোরা হইয়া পেল ভক্তিবিনোরা হইয়া পেল দীন দয়াময় তুয়া কৃপা নিরমল দীন দয়াময় তুয়া কৃপা নিরমল ভক্তিবিনোরা আশা পেল ভক্তিবিনোরা আশা পেল হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai, Jai Srila Param Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda-Thakur ki jai, his Śaraṇāgati Kirtans ki jai, Jai, his Kalyana Kalpaturu Gitavali and Gitamala ki jai, Jai Shri Swapashad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigana ki jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtana ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyaya Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry about today's session. I got all these quotes, and then last minute, right before we started, as I mentioned, I just like threw everything together, and then I didn't remember my thought process, like how I connected certain things, what I was actually thinking when I put all those quotes. So that's why it was a little bit rough going through everything, like making the connections and all that. But anyhow, they were nice quotes, weren't they? So even though my connections and everything was quite lacking, at least we got to read a lot of nice Harikatha from our acharyas. So. All right. Tomorrow we will be going through the song Manasa Deho Geho Jo Kichumor, which has a lot of similarities, like what we went through already. And so I look forward to seeing you for that. And all right, does anybody have anything they want to mention before we end? If not, we'll just end here. Gauranga Prabhu says, when I do the brainstorm in the live classes, it's very nice. Okay, thanks. That makes me feel a little bit better. All right. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Let's see who's there. Hare Krishna, Chatamai Didi, Nri Hari Prabhu and Pavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Satya Mataji, and Hari Krishna Prabhu, Guru Nishta Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, Anjali Didi, Champak Mataji, Yashoda Didi, Gauranga Prabhu, Manjulali Didi, and Sri Devi Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi, and all the other devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. Dandavat pranams. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Hari Bol, Satya Mataji.
Thank
Hari
you.
Bol. Thank you. Radhe Radhe. Hari Bol.